Okay, the first technique that is required for purple belt is striking mace. This is for a right punch. This is your first introduction into a crescent step. It's another way to develop circular power pattern without going to a soft bow. So it's for a right punch. We're going to do it from this angle. As you step with your left foot out to about the 11 to 10:30 position, you're going to use a crossbody parry as your right hand is in chamber. Like this. Now from here, your right foot's going to draw to a cat as you slide in and out to about the 2:30 position with a forward hand strike. Now this should be one smooth move, not broken down into steps. It's slide in and out. Now the power for this is going to come because you're going to have your left shoulder pointed at your target and your right shoulder's pointed in the opposite direction. Then you're going to turn your hips in so that your right shoulder is now pointed at the target. You're going to keep your left hand in check and try to hang on to that arm if you can for later use. Okay, again, so from here, strike with a forward hand strike to the temple, followed by a side thrust kick, making sure you're getting the torque of your hips. So step, slide in and around, side thrust, kick. Okay, from this angle. So we're going to step to our left to about the 11, 10:30 position. Right hand is in chamber. We're going to slide in and behind our opponent as we throw a forward hand strike, side thrust kick to the knee as we keep our left hand in check or in contact with that arm. Again, step, slide in and behind, forward hand strike, and the side thrust kick. From a straight on position, step, slide in and around, making sure you're turning those hips to develop that power for that strike. Side thrust kick, re-chamber and down. To 10:30 or 11 o'clock as we do a cross-body parry, we're going to slide our foot in and out of cat as we pull our hand from chamber with a vertical punch. Side thrust kick to the knee. Again, slide in and out, making sure you're turning those shoulders and striking with the body, side thrust kick. Okay, now that you've seen how to do striking mace in the air, we're going to show you how to do it with opponent. So as Lee throws a right punch, we're going to come in with a cross-body block, hand in chamber, and we're going to introduce you a new step. It's called a crescent step. So we're going to come into cat, come out of cat, in behind the foot, check the hand, vertical punch to the temple, side thrust kick to the knee. Okay, again. Cat, strike, vertical punch to the temple, side thrust kick to the knee. Okay, from a different angle. Punch. Now make sure you draw into cat, hand in chamber, and when you do this a little quicker, go ahead and throw a punch again. This will be one move, like so. But for practicing until you get used to the motion, kind of break it down a little bit to make sure you get that cat stance in there. Once you've thrown the strike, side thrust to the knee. One last time. And that's striking mace. Okay, the second technique that's required is crossing talon. This is for a cross-arm wrist grab. So if someone comes in and grab, we're going to bring our hand up to palm, almost like you're looking in a mirror. And then we're going to counter grab. We're going to step in to a fighting stance, pivot, pivot to a fighting stance. Okay, our next technique is crossing talon. This is for a crossed arm wrist grab. So if someone comes up and grabs your wrist, first thing we want to do is try to neutralize the other hand, so we're going to bring the arm up about face level as we counter grab. We'll step into a soft bow as we pivot to a fighting stance for a forearm strike to the arm to break. So we want to kind of push and pull as we break that arm. So the first move, hand up, almost like looking in a mirror, counter grab, step in, handward in an inward block position, and strike as we pivot. From here we're going to roll the hand over the tricep tendon as we pull them down. Elbow the face, come back up, elbow the back. Again for the A variation. Hand starts from our trigger position. Come up like you're looking in a mirror. Counter grab as we step the soft bow, hand in an inward block position, pivot to strike. Pull them in as we roll over on the tricep tendon, elbow the face, drop down, and elbow the back. The B variation, similar to A, but we're going to make a slight adjustment step. We're going to come in and we're going to break, but before we do the elbow to the face and back, we're going to adjust our stance and pivot around and bring them across our leg, elbow and elbow to the back. Again for the B, counter grab, break, adjust and pull, elbow and elbow the back. The C variation, now they've got two hands on us, so we're having trouble getting this hand up. So we're going to grab with the other hand and we're going to come up and over, but since we've got the muscle in the hand, we can't break, so we're just going to put it on top of the elbow, pull them in, elbow the face, elbow the back. Okay, now when doing this one, don't fight the wrist, just pull up with the shoulder, because you can't resist with the shoulder. So just pull them up and over using the shoulder, pull them in, elbow, elbow. Okay, from a different direction. Crossing talon A, hand is out. Step in, counter grab, pivot to break, pull them in, elbow the face, elbow the back. Again, counter grab, break, pull, elbow, elbow. The B version, same as A, except we add a little dancer step. Come in, step and break. Adjust our stance, pivot, elbow, and elbow. Okay, the C version. Two hands on our arm now, so it's 2 on 1. Come up and grab your wrist. And from here, just pull it up, going with the shoulder, roll it over, pull them in, elbow, elbow the back. From the straight on position, here's our trigger. Hand comes up, we counter grab. Step in and break, pull, elbow, and elbow the back. The B version, same thing. Step in, hand comes up, break the arm, take our right foot, adjust to about 9, 10, 30 position, pull across the leg, elbow, and elbow the back. C version, same as A, but we're going to use two hands to pull the arm up and over, pulling them in, elbow the face, and elbow the back. Okay, now that you know how to do grasping talon on the air, let's do it on a body and get some of these particulars taken care of. So they come across with a cross arm grab. We're going to raise the hand up as we counter grab. And as we do this, we're going to step forward with an inward block to break this elbow. Now you want to put it right there, right just above the elbow, right on that tricep tendon. Now break. Now putting it on the tricep tendon is going to help, because if you just rotate that or roll over the arm, your opponent will go right over with little effort. Elbow the face, elbow the back. Again, they grab. Hand comes up, palm to face, just like you're looking in a mirror. Counter grab. Break right above the elbow. Keep the hand there and just rotate it over. Point the fingers at the ground. Elbow, elbow. It'll make it a lot easier to take them off their feet or take them and roll them over. One last time on the A version. Grab, break, point the fingers at the ground, elbow, elbow the back. The B version. This time we're going to do the same thing, but after the break we're going to step back, bring them right across the leg or the knee area, elbow the face and elbow the back. Okay, again on B. Hand up, just like a mirror. Counter grab, break. Now to rotate them, you want to push with your left and pull with your right as you dancer back with your right foot. This will make it a lot easier for you to move them. If you don't, you're going to have to muscle it. And if they're bigger than you, you may have trouble. So here, grab, step, push and pull, elbow, elbow. Now the C variation. This is for someone that's got both hands on you. They're really gripping hard and you're having trouble moving this way. So you're going to grab with your other hand and just roll it over. Just use both arms. Don't worry about the break. Elbow, elbow. Again, they grab, counter grab, step in, place forearm on top of their elbow, push down as you pull up, right into your side, just like that. Elbow the face, elbow the back. Okay, let's do a few from the other direction. A version again. 1, break, point, elbow, elbow. Okay, one more time. Break, point the fingers, elbow, elbow. B, same as A, up to this point. Then we're going to dancer, bring them around, elbow the face, elbow the back. C version, they got both hands now. They're trying to prevent you from moving. Counter grab, step in, forearm to elbow, just like that. Roll over, keeping that arm there, and bring it right into your side. Elbow the face, elbow the back. That's grasping talon, A through C. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is circling elbows. And this is pretty much going to be the theme of this belt. Every other technique is going to use this motion. You've already seen it in striking mace. We're going to do a similar motion for a bear hug from behind. So we've got a bear hug from behind, but our arms are free. So what we're going to do is we're going to step out, do a circle just like we did our crescent step with striking mace. And as we do so, we're going to elbow the face followed by a hammer fist and a hammer fist to the groin. So again, it's big circles. Drive straight out with these big circles. I did that wrong, didn't I? Okay, our next technique is circling elbows. This is for a bear hug from behind with our arms free. So as they come up on the bag and grab us, we're going to do just kind of like the technique says. We're going to have big circles just like this. And we're going to drive them straight back to break that grip loose. Then we're going to draw into a cat as we put our hands into a chamber to set up for our strike. And as we come, basically we're just going to put our foot back where it was. We're just going to do a crescent step and check that leg. And as they buckle, we're going to take our elbow to their chin, followed by a back fist to the face and a hammer fist to the groin. Making sure you're turning that body all the way around into a good solid hard bow so that you don't fall down with them and you get that torque of the power you need to strike with. So we step, drive. Hands are set up for our strike. We come in and buckle. We turn our hips all the way around. And these are big circles. Okay? So we want to see the hands fully extend as you come around with your back leg locked out. And again, circling elbows. Just like the name says, we drive or circle our elbows. Circle in and around. And turn and pivot. From this direction, drive. Come in and around. Turn and pivot all the way around. So your hips are now facing, if this is 12 o'clock, your hips are now facing 9 o'clock with everything in that direction, hands fully extended. Again, drive, hands in chamber, hands come around, big circles as we turn everything around for circling elbows. Okay, circling elbows with an opponent now. As Lee comes up and does a bear hug from behind, my arms are free. This is kind of good because now I know where his hands are at. I'm going to step out with my right foot to the 3 o'clock position as I drive both my elbows back. Then I'm going to take my left foot, draw to a cat, press it in and around his leg as my hands go into chamber to set up for the strike. As I do so, I'm going to buckle his knee. This is important because if I don't do this, he won't be off balance when I go to do the strikes. So you got to come in and pretty much put your right foot back where you found it. Elbow the chin, and as you do so, you're going to come back in, hammer fist the groin. Okay? Again, they grab. Drive those arms straight back. Draw to a cat stance, hand in chamber. Right, left on top. Come around, buckle the knee. Elbow, back fist, hammer fist. Okay, let's do it from this angle.
No, face me.
Okay. Wait, we'll have to do it over.
No, it's all right. Just keep going.
No, they heard you.
I don't care.
I can't edit it out.
You can't edit the sound out?
No.
Sure you can.
Okay. Okay. I'll hide it. Go ahead. Grab. Okay, so from this position now, so you can see from a different angle. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. This position now, so you can see straight ahead. Drive. Hands in chamber. Draw to cat. Buckle the knee. Elbow the chin, and as you do so, you're going to come in and back fist or hammer fist the chest or the heart as you strike the groin. One last time from this angle. He grabs. Driving elbows. In and around. Buckle, hammer fist, strike. It's called circling elbows. Okay, our next technique is locking arm. This is for a hammer lock from behind, similar to a hammer lock or passing the horizon. What we're going to do is we're going to step back and counter grab. As we do so, we're going to elbow the face. Then we're going to continue this elbow motion as we wrap the arm around. We want to get right above the elbow joint. From here, we're going to pivot to hard bow as hard as we can, break the arm, pivot back to hard bow, almost striking down, come out, knee to the body, followed by a hammer fist to the back. Okay, again, from here, we step back, elbow, almost into what they call a hanging horse. In other words, we're not stopping here. The elbow strike goes past the body. Boom. Wrap around. Pivot back to hard bow as we break. Step back to hard bow. Punch the ground to release them. Immediately come back out. Hammer fist knee to the body. Okay, on A again. Grab. Strike. Break. Pivot them around. Come immediately out. Hammer fist knee. From the front on A. We counter grab as we step back. Break into hard bow. Step back. Punch the ground to release them. Come out. Knee strike. Hammer fist. Okay, again, let's do a little bit quicker so you can see. It's 1, 2, drive, out. Now the B version is identical to A, except you're not going to have that break. Even though we're going to attempt it, you either got both hands on you, or one hand on your shoulder and one hand on the arm, but you don't have the same ability as you did before. So as we're going to come in and strike, we're just going to attempt the same motions. So there's really not much difference between A and B, other than A has a really good strong hard bow as you pull them in, or the B version, since we can't break, it's more of a lock and we pivot around. So that's really the only difference between A and B, and it's a minute difference. So you really may have a hard time telling it. But on B, we counter grab, we strike, we go to break, but we don't have that good strong pivot. It's just more of a wrap and tight. Throw them around, knee, hammer fist. And that's locking arm. Okay, locking arm is our next technique. There's an A and a B variation, as you learned previously. So as Lee comes up with a reverse or a hammer lock from behind, on the A version, we're going to counter grab like we do with all of our reverse hammer locks. We're going to step back into our opponent, elbow the face. Now from here, the left hand is going to wrap around, and we're going to go to hard bow to break the arm. Then we're going to take our right foot, step straight back, pull them in, let the hand go, drive the knee into the ribs, and hammer fist the back. Again, strike, wrap around, hard bow, pivot, drive and strike. Now the B version, the B version on this, same thing, one, and we go to break, but for some reason the arm's in the way, either because we got it tangled up, but we can't really get a good break, but we're going to continue with the motion anyway. So the philosophy is if it's not working, keep going with the technique anyway and just go to the next move. So as he grabs, we're going to strike, break, pivot, and drive. Okay, let's do this from the front view on both of them, starting with A, so that you can see. Let's back up just a bit. So here, elbow, break to hard, pivot, and drive. Okay, one more time on A. For here, strike, break, pivot, and drive. The B version, there again, he's got the other hand in our way, so our arm's restricted. We can't really do what we want, but we're going to do the technique anyway. We're going to attempt everything like we did before. Boom. Okay, one more time on B. They grab. You step back, strike the face, attempt to break the arm, and pull. And that's locking arm A and B. Okay, our next technique is windmill guard A and B. A is for a right, B is for a left punch. This is your first technique that actually uses a two-touch block. And what we mean by that is we're going to step in with a crossbody parry. Our right hand is going to set up underneath it. And we're going to use our left as a guide to grab the opponent's right strike. So it's 1, 2. So it looks like a windmill. So it's 1, 2. It should be really quick. You step, grab with this one, and throw a wheel kick. Okay, again, windmill guard A. 1, 2, kick. When you get better at this, you want to get kind of a hop and kick in there at the same time. But for right now, just step, get the blocks in and then kick, and then as you can improve and get more comfortable with it, get a little bit of a hop to develop more power. And from this direction, A version, 1, 2, kick. Now the wheel kick can be the body, it can be the groin, you can use your shins, you can use your toes, you can use the ball of the foot. It doesn't really matter. It's mainly going to be dictated by what you have on. Obviously if you have flip-flops or something on, you don't want to point the toes. But if you got some hard boots on or something, point the toes. Use your shins if you need to. Anywhere between the solar plexus and the groin is what you're targeting. So it's 1, 2, kick. Make sure you reach over that kick and plant it down. Don't just drop it. 1, 2, kick. Okay? Again from the front for A. 1, 2, throw the wheel kick. Again. 1, 2, left hand draws to chamber so you can use it at a later time. Throw the wheel kick. The B version, same as A, just weak side. So we're going to go right, then left, followed by a left kick. Again, 1, 2, and kick. Okay, windmill guard B. 1, 2, kick. Okay, crossbody parry, hand comes underneath, follows it to the end till it grabs the arm, followed by a wheel kick to the body. From this angle, 1, 2, kick. So it should be a nice 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. A real quick motion. Crossbody parry. Hand comes underneath and grabs, followed by the wheel kick. Okay, our next technique is windmill guard A and B. A's for left, or right, and B's for left, like we explained earlier. So as Lee throws his right punch, we're going to step out. 1 with the crossbody parry. Your right hand comes right underneath your arm and just follows it straight and grabs. Then you're going to throw a wheel kick either to the groin or the solar plexus, depending on your height and your ability. Again, 1, 2, kick or kick. You can use the point of your foot or the ball, depending on what kind of footwear you have. Last one for A. 1, 2, kick. B version, let's do it from this angle so it's easier to see. As Lee throws his left, it's the same thing. We're just going to do it weak side. 1, 2, and kick. Again. 1, 2, and kick. And we're going to do it from a different angle so you can kind of see the footwork. As he throws his right, stepping out almost in the same line with his lead foot. This hand starts at the shoulder, slides down, and it's used as your guard or your guide so you can follow it. And then throw your wheel kick. Again, 1, 2, kick. With the left side for B, 1, 2, okay, again, step, grab. Make sure you grab the arm so we can lose it later. And kick. Last one for B. 1, 2, and kick. That's windmill guard, A and B. Okay, our next technique is spiraling wrist. This is, again, is for a bear hug, arms are free. So the first move we're going to start with is as they grab us, their hands are going to be around us like that. So we're going to attack the top of the wrist with our eagle beaks. And we're going to track those real small bones. It's real tender there. So you want to take your eagle beak strikes and strike it as hard as you can until they release those arms. So your first motion is a neutral stance. Strike the arms. Clear the arms. Then from here we're going to grab into an outside wrist lock as we step forward, just like passing the horizon, followed by a front snap kick. Okay, again, strike. Drive the arms to clear them. Grab the hand like you would for an outside wrist lock. This is just like passing the horizon, just from here. So this should be a very familiar move. You step left to 230, right to 230 as the hand comes up and over and passes over, followed by a front snap kick to the face. Again, strike, clear, grab the hand. 1, 2, just like passing the horizon, followed by a kick. The B version on this, you've done your strikes and you've cleared, but they haven't let go yet. They're still hanging on. So we're going to revert back to what we know, circling elbows, because that's basically what you're in now. So we strike, we clear the arms, they don't come loose, so immediately go into circling elbows. So if you need to review that part of the tape, go back to the beginning, it's technique number 2, and review how to do circling elbows. So for spiraling wrist B, we strike, clear the arms, they don't come loose, so we cannot go into A, so we circle in and around and go right into circling elbows. We're going to start combining some techniques now in this belt. So, strike, clear, right into circling elbows. Okay, now let's do spiraling wrist with an opponent. So as Lee comes up and grabs with the bear hug, arms free there again. A version, the arms come loose. We strike with our middle knuckle fist right on top of the hand. It's real sensitive, so it won't take much to do it. You strike it, the hands come loose. You drive them out to separate them. You're going to take your right hand and grab fingers to the palm. Thumb goes right in between any of those bones or knuckles. Step out left to the 230 position. As you rotate the arm over, just like passing the horizon, counter grab with your other thumb and step back. Front snap kick to the face. Okay, again. They come up and they grab. We strike. We clear. Counter grab. Thumb to the hand. Palms. Step out left. Pivot like passing the horizon. This is called an outside wrist lock. As we step back, front snap kick to the face. Again, one last time on A. They grab. We strike. Drive the elbows. Grab the hand. Step. And clear. Now on this lock, make sure you're pointing the fingers towards your opponent. At the same time, you're pushing down on that wrist, and that'll give you the control that you need. The B version for this is your what if. He grabs you, and you strike and you drive, but he doesn't let go. He hangs on. It doesn't matter. We're just going to go right into circling elbows. Okay, again. He grabs, we strike, we drive, he doesn't let go. So we just switch our technique into the circling elbows that you learned previously. Let's do this from a straight on view. Back up just a bit for A. So they grab on A, strike, clear, hand comes loose, thumb, palm, step out. Make sure you're pushing down on the hand. At the same time, you point those fingers. He goes right down. You got complete control of your opponent at that point. One last time on A. Strike, clear, thumb, right between one of those bones. Counter grab with your other hand. Cross those thumbs. Apply that pressure. Push and pull. The B version, step forward just a bit. He comes up and he grabs, we strike, we go to clear, but he doesn't really let go. So we come back around and do circling elbow. Okay, one more time on B. Strike, clear, go into circling elbows. And that's spiraling wrist, A and B. Okay, the next technique that's required for purple belt is Crash of the Eagles Part 2, A through I. This is similar to Crash of the Eagles Part 1 in orange belt. The only thing that's really going to change is your hand strikes, but the principle is the same. So on the A version, from our neutral stance, the person's got us at an extended arm chokehold. So we're going to take our right foot and we're going to step back to the 730 position into a soft bow. We're going to clear the arms into a soft bow, shuffle forward, cradle and crush the head. Again, on A, step, clear, shuffle, cradle and crush. The B version, same thing, chokehold from behind. We're going to step back, we're going to clear the arms, but this time we're going to come in with a half fist to the throat. Again, B version, clear the arms into soft bow, half fist the throat. So A's cradle and crush, B is a half fist with the right side of the body. C version, same as A and B, we're going to step back, clear the arms, but this time we want to keep the hand going, come up underneath the chin with a knuckle rake and grab the groin. Again on C, step back, clear, up and underneath the chin, come in, grab the groin or claw the groin. So we got A is clear, shuffle, cradle and crush. B, clear the arms, half fist the throat. C version, clear the arms, knuckle rake up underneath the chin, come in, groin grab. Now, D, E, F, and G, when we teach this, we don't necessarily have the students step forward every single time because at this point they should already know it. We just work on the hand forms. But make sure you check with your instructor to see how they want you to do it. They may want you to do each one individually. So from here, on the D version, we're going to take our left foot this time and we're going to step forward to the 230 position. We're going to clear the arms, and as we do so, we're going to eye strike. So D is an eye strike. E, same motion. Instead of an eye strike, we're going to have a half fist. So we got D, which is an eye strike. E is a half fist. F is a heel palm. G is a vertical punch. So again, each one of those is individual. So you got D, eye strike. Clear the arms, hard bow, strike the eyes. E, clear the arms, hard bow, half fist the throat. F, clear the arms, heel palm the jaw as you go to hard bow. G, clear the arms, vertical punch to the face. Now in our particular school, what we have the students do in those particular four is we just have them clear the arms and go D, E, F, G and work the hand forms. But that's going to be up to your instructor. The H version. H is a little bit more stylized. We're going to come in, eye strike, elbow, hammer fist the groin. Again, we step forward with our left foot to the 230 position. We're going to clear the arms as we strike the eyes into hard bow, go to horse for an elbow up the uppercut chin strike, roll over hard bow, hammer fist the groin. So let's go through those real quick. So we got A, clear, cradle and crush. B, clear, half fist the throat with the right hand. C, clear the arm, knuckle rake under the chin, groin grab, almost like a softball pitch. Then you got D, E, F, and G. So you got your eye strike, half fist, heel palm, vertical. H, clear the arms, eye strike to hard bow, uppercut elbow under the chin to horse, roll over hammer fist into hard bow, striking the groin. The I is identical to H, except we're going to step back and do the same thing, just not quite as stylized. So it's the same motion, we're just not going to quite stylize it as we would for a kata. That's crash of the eagles, A through I, and we'll look at it with an opponent here in a minute. Okay, our next technique we're going to go over with an opponent is crash of the eagles, A through I. So this is just like crash of the eagles part 1. It's for a two-hand choke. On A, they're going to be right up against you, so you're going to step forward, left. The hand's going to come up and clear, just like we did with all the other crash of the eagles. Then from here, cradle and crutch. Okay, so crash of the eagles A, step right foot to 130 or the 230 position, clear the hands up and over, and back in with the cradle and crutch. Now, depending on how long your opponent's arms are compared to you, if you need to, don't be afraid to shuffle in. Okay, again, clear, 1. So like this position here, I would need to shuffle in just a little bit to get that cradle and crutch, so don't be afraid to do that. So B version, same thing as A. We're going to step forward. We're going to clear the arms, but this time we're going to half fist this throat. Again, 1, 2, 3. The C variation, same pattern. Step, clear. But this time we're going to continue the motion and do an uppercut under the chin as we step forward and grab the groin. So they grab on crash of the eagle C, we step forward, clear the arms, keep the hand going, strike, and grab. It's almost like a softball pitch. You're going to wind up for that throw. Clear. Just let the hands continuously go, come up underneath the chin, and then grab. Now remember, on crash of the eagles, A through C is all done with your right side. Now D through I is going to be done with the left. So as they grab, we're still going to step forward, but we're going to come in and strike the eyes. Now, I'm not going to repeat this for each variation. I'm just going to show you the different hand strikes. So keep in mind, D, E, F, and G are all going to be done from the same motion. So they grab, we step, D is the eye strikes, E, vertical, F, heel palm, G, half fist. Again. Clear, eye strike, vertical, heel, half fist. Now, depending on your instructor, with our school, we just have the students work the hand form, because at this point they should know how to step forward. But your instructor may require you to do each one as an individual technique. So check with them to see how they want it done. So again, they grab, clear, eye strike, vertical, heel, half. And also keep in mind, it doesn't really matter which order you do those in as long as you get all 4 strikes. The order is kind of irrelevant. You just want to learn how you can use different strikes for the same motion. So last one on this. Eyes, vertical, heel, half fist. Now the eye variation. They grab. We step forward, but this time we're going to strike the eyes. Then we're going to uppercut, roll over, hammer fist into a hard bow or soft. Again, this part here, your hard bow, uppercut to horse, roll over into a hard or soft bow. Last time for this one. 1, 2, 3. Now the H version, this is your kata version. This is the one you're going to find in short 3 and blue belt. This one's a little more stylized. So as they grab, you're at arm's distance this time, so we're going to step back and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to strike the eyes. Uppercut, but we're going to go to a hard bow and kind of break their balance. This one you want to put some style into it and make sure it's all correct. Again, they grab. We step back and strike the eyes. Uppercut, hard bow, hammer fist. That's crash of the eagles, A through I. The next technique we're going to look at is encircling arms A through D. This is for a tackle technique. Someone's coming in to try to tackle you and take you off your feet. So the first thing we're going to do as the person comes in at you, we're going to dancer step with our left foot as we do a chop to the neck and get out of their way as they come through. Then the right hand's going to come up and over the top, and we're going to chop the back of the neck again, followed by a wing chop to the throat. So encircling arms A again, chop left, hand comes up and over, chop right, wing chop right to the throat. Okay? So 1, 2, wing chop. In this direction, 1, 2, wing chop the throat. The B version, it's almost identical to A, but they've gotten past us. We weren't able to get the wing chop in. So we're going to go 1, 2, just like we would have did on A, then we're going to follow through with the defensive side kick. So the B version, 1, 2, defensive side kick. Again, they come in at us. We chop, chop, can't get the wing chop in, they've already passed. Defensive side kick. So they're coming in at us, they're trying to wrap around. We're going to get out of their way, chop, chop. They're a little too fast, or we didn't time it correctly, but they've gone past, so we've lost the wing chop. So we're just going to throw a defensive side kick to any part of the body you can get to. So we have A, 1, 2, wing chop. B, 1, 2, defensive side kick. C now. See, they've actually got their hand wrapped around us. We've got the first 2 moves in, 1, 2. At this point, they've wrapped their arm around ours. So we're going to wrap ours. And basically, we're just going to go into locking arm. Step back left, pull them in, knee, hammer fist. Okay, again on C. 1, 2. Now they've wrapped their arms around. We're going to wrap around and go into locking arm. Step back left, pull them in, knee, hammer fist. Okay, from this direction. 1, 2. They wrap. Counter grab their arm, step back, they go right into locking arm. Again. Left, right chop, wrap around, step back, pull them in, and knee. This angle, 1, 2, wrap, pull, knee, hammer fist. The D version on this, we didn't even get that far this time. We got the first start. We just started to get that chop in and they've already grabbed us. So we're just going to adjust and basically do the same thing we did in C. So the only difference between C and D is a small stutter step. Instead of coming all the way around, we're just going to get to here. Then we adjust out and wrap, pull, knee, hammer fist. Okay, encircling arms D. We get the start of it. They've already got our arm trapped right here. So we open ourselves up, wrap the arm around, pull, and knee. Again, just start the step. Adjust, wrap, pull, and knee the body, hammer fist the back. Okay, from this angle, our attacker's coming from 12. We're going to step back left to 6, start the chop. We don't get it, arms pinned. We take our left foot, adjust to 9, we are now facing 6. Wrap the arm around, step back left to 12, pull them in, knee, hammer fist. Let's go through them one more time. Encircling arms A. Left, right chop, right wing chop. Encircling arms B. 1, 2, they get past. Defensive side kick to the body. C. We get the first 2 men. They grab us. We wrap, pull them around, knee, hammer fist. D version. Stutter step. You don't get all the way there. Open up, wrap, pull, and knee. Now let's look at it with an opponent. The next technique we're going to look at is rising elbow. This is for a bear hug from behind. This time your arms are pinned, and it's a high pin, so there again we have the use of our lower part of our arm. So as the opponent comes up and grabs us, what we're going to do is we're going to step out with our right foot into a low horse stance as we hammer fist the groin. We're going to heel palm grab the groin, then we're going to circle around and use our circling elbows technique that we learned a little while ago. So again, on rising elbow, from a neutral stance, step out right into a horse stance. Hammer fist the groin, heel palm grab, come up, slide in, rise that elbow up right into the chin as you hang on to them, and go into circling elbows. One more time. Neutral stance, step out, hammer fist, heel palm grab, slide in and around, lift them up as you go into circling elbows. Okay, the next technique we're going to do with an opponent is rising elbow. And there again, this is another one of the circling elbow techniques, just a different way to use it. This time we're in a bear hug, arms are pinned. This is a high pin, so that means you got the use of the lower part of your arm. So what you're going to do is you're going to step out right into a horse stance and hammer fist the groin. Then you're going to grab, and as you grab, you're going to lift up and drive the elbow into the chin as you come around with circling elbows. Okay, again, they grab. Remember, it's a high bear hug, so you got your hands part of your free. Hammer fist. Grab, circle, buckle, rise, and strike. One last time on rising elbow. Bear hug. Step and hammer fist at the same time. Grab and heel palm, hang on, drive your groin right into his chin as you strike it. That's rising elbow. Okay, the next technique that's required for a purple belt is guarding the wall. This is for a right punch. I'm going to do it from this angle because I think it'll be easier for you to see what I'm doing. So as your opponent comes in with a right punch, what we're going to do is we're going to take our left foot and we're going to step to the 10-30 position or 11, whichever you feel more comfortable with. And we're going to use a crossbody parry along with our middle eagle beak or middle knuckle fist. We're going to strike through the rib cage, right chop through the kidney, step in as our left or right foot checks their leg, heel, ridge hand the groin, eye strike to the face. Again, a right punch, crossbody parry with the middle knuckle rake, chop back through the kidney, step forward, eye strike, groin strike with a ridge hand to the groin and the eye strike. That's all screwed up. Guarding the wall. Let's do this again. Okay, our next technique we're going to look at is guarding the wall. It's for a right punch. We're going to do it from this angle so that you can see it better. In this particular case, we're going to use a crossbody parry in conjunction with our middle knuckle fist. We're going to rake through the rib cage with our right hand, come back through and chop through the kidney. Then we're going to step right straight into 12 o'clock as we check their leg, and we're going to do a ridge hand to the groin, eye strike to the face as we go into hard bow. Okay, again, on guarding the wall from a neutral stance. Step left to 10-30, middle knuckle rake through the ribs, chop through the kidney, step forward, eye strike, ridge hand. One more time, we'll do it from this angle so you can see the strikes. 1, 2, 3. Again, step left to 10-30, crossbody parry. At the same time, you're going to knuckle rake through those ribs. Then we're going to come back, chop, and strike. That's guarding the wall. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is guarding the wall. This one's for a right punch now. So as Lee comes at me with a right punch, we're going to do a crossbody parry. At the same time, we're going to use our eagle beak or middle knuckle fist, and we're going to strike through the rib cage as we strike the arm. Then we're going to come back through with a chop through to the kidneys, step right, and we want to check his leg just like that. As we do so, we're going to strike the groin and strike the eyes. Okay, again, they throw their punch. 1. Strike through, check, check, into hard bow. Again, strike through. Now when you bring this in, it's shin to shin. So just push your weight forward. That buckles him. The groin strike and the eye strike will put it right there where you need it. One last time. 1, 2, strike. That's guarding the wall. Okay, our next technique we're going to look at is eagle pin. This is for a two-man attack. You got an opponent in the front throwing a right punch, and the opponent from behind is coming up with a bear hug, arms free. So as your opponent throws, the front opponent throws a right punch, we're going to do a front snap kick or a front thrust kick. At the same time, we're going to throw an inward block. Then we're going to step out to horse as we go into circling elbows, followed by a defensive side kick to the opponent in the front again. Okay, again, eagle pin. The first opponent's throwing a punch. We're going to block and kick. Then we're going to take care of the opponent behind us by going into circling elbows, followed by a defensive side kick to the front opponent again. From this angle, right punch, block and kick, step out, circling elbows, defensive side kick, rechamber, and set down. From this angle, so you can see it a little better. Front thrust, circling elbows, and a defensive side kick. Okay, one more time from this angle. First opponent's throwing a punch. Front thrust, inward block, step out, circling elbows, defensive side kick. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is eagle pin. This is your first two-man attack for purple belt. You've got one opponent behind you. He's got you in a bear hug. The arms are free. You've got another opponent coming at you with a right punch. So we're going to kind of use the guy behind us as a base and help with us balance as we do a right front snap kick, inward block combination. Then we're going to step out, go right into driving elbows. Then as this guy comes back in on us, defensive side kick to the body and land. Again, they pin. Whoops, from here, 1, 2, come around, defensive side kick. Now we'll put Lee in the other position so you can see kind of what the other guy's doing. So remember, there's someone behind me grabbing. So block kick, drive here, then as this opponent comes back out, defensive side kick to the body. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, circle around, defensive side kick. And that's eagle pin. Okay, our next technique is striking fang. This is a right punch from the right side. The A variation is if they've got their left leg forward. The B variation is if they got their right leg forward. So on striking fang A, they have their left leg forward. So as they throw the right punch, we're going to come in with fist number 1, and we're going to strike up into the muscles of the arm as we do a brush block. Then we're going to shuffle in, cradle and crush the ribs, hammer fist the groin. Again, they throw a right punch. Brush block with fist number 1, shuffle in, cradle and crush the ribs, hammer fist the groin. The B variation, they have their right leg forward. So when they have the right leg forward, it's in the way for the hammer fist. So we've come in and we've struck and we've cradled and crushed, but we realize the leg's in the way, so we just come over the leg and do a ridge hand to the groin. So the B variation, brush block, fist number 1 strike to the nerve bundles under the arm. Forearm smash the ribs, come over the leg, ridge hand the groin. Again, striking fang A, brush block, fist number 1, right here to the muscle group just where the biceps at. Cradle and crush, hammer fist, because they've got the left leg forward. B version, brush block, fist number 1, cradle crush, right legs forward, so we're going to ridge hand the groin. One more time. Brush, strike, cradle and crush, hammer fist on A. B version, brush block, fist number 1, cradle and crush, ridge hand. Okay, our next technique is striking fang. This is a right punch from the right side. So as you're facing 12 o'clock, your opponent is attacking you from the 3 o'clock position with the right punch and the right leg forward. That's important to understand. So as they come in, we're going to use our brush block or flex block, brush block here, and fist number 1 as we drive right up into the muscles. Then we're going to cradle and crush, and then ridge hand the groin. Again, they come in the strike, strike up into the nerve bundles, cradle and crush, ridge hand the groin. One more time. 1, 2. Now, you can step out or you can step in. If you step in, you can use this as a check and open up that ridge hand for you a little bit more. One more time. Show you that way again. Step in. When you go to do the cradle and crush, step into the center line, so if you want, you can use this check and open that leg up for you. Okay, the B version is the same thing, but now he's going to have his left leg forward. So as he comes in, we're going to strike, boom, but since this leg's not in the way, we're just going to drop the hand down to a hammer fist. Again, 1, 2, and hammer fist. Last time on striking fang. Strike, cradle and crush, hammer fist the groin. That's striking fang A and B. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is shackle break A, B, and C. This is for a 2-hand grab from behind, so each hand has 1 grab on it. The first thing we want to do is we want to counter grab. Anytime someone grabs us, we always counter grab those hands or arms. We're going to step forward left, draw to a right cat, and back kick. Okay, again, shackle break A. Step forward left, draw to right cat, and back kick to the body. Okay, the B version, we're going to take A and go 1 step farther now. We're going to counter grab as we step. Pull the cat, back kick, plant down, just like passing and rising. We're going to pull the arm forward, up and over, and elbow the back. Okay, again, counter grab, step, pull the cat, back kick, put the foot down, pull the arm forward, up and over, and elbow the back. One more time on B. Counter grab, step forward left, draw to cat, back kick, put the foot down, pull the arm forward, up, over, and elbow the back. Okay, the C version is a kata version. This is in short 3 and blue belt. Slightly different, but not much. Starts off the same. We're going to step forward as we counter grab. This time we're not going to kick. We're just going to pull them forward, up, over, double heel palm the back as we grab them and pull them in to a knee. Again on C. We step forward and counter grab. We pull a cat as we pull them up, over, double heel palm the back as we grab them and knee the body. Okay, let's do it from this direction. Shackle break A, step, pull, back kick. Shackle break B, step, pull, back kick, up, over, elbow the back. Again, step, back kick, pull them in, up and over, and elbow the back. C, or your kata version, we're going to counter grab, we're going to step, pull them forward, up, over, double heel palm, counter grab, drive the knee to the body or the ribs. Again on C, step forward, counter grab, pull them forward, up and over, double heel palm to the back, counter grab, knee to the body. Now let's look at with opponent.
We're rolling.
Okay, our next technique is shackle break. This is a 2-hand grab from behind. So they got both your hands as such, as if they're trying to shackle you or handcuff you. So the counter grab, as we step forward left, we're going to draw the cat and back kick the body. Again, they grab, we counter grab, back kick into the body. The B variation, we're going to take it one step farther now. We're going to kind of stair step build this for you. We're going to step here, back kick, and then we're going to pass this arm over like we do in passing the horizon, and then drive the elbow to the spine. Again, they grab, we counter grab, we step, pull the cat, back kick, rechamber, pass over, and drive the elbow. One more time on B. Counter grab, step, pull, back kick, and strike. Now the C version, they grab, we step, we rotate around, drive, grab, and knee the body. Okay, one last time for C. Remember, this is in your kata short 3. So we step and pull them forward. Pass the arm over, double heel palm, and after the double heel palm, you want to grab them and drive them right into that knee. That's shackle break A through C. Okay, the next technique we want to look at is drawbridge. This is for someone that's coming up and grabbing your with the right hand to your left shoulder, and most likely there's a strike going to be coming pretty soon after the grab. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to step out and counter grab. Then we're going to take our forearm. This will also kind of act as a block as we step in and strike the shoulder. Then we're going to pivot to hard bow, take them down, shuffle in, drop knee to the rib cage, forward hand strike, or inverted punch to the face. Again for drawbridge. Step out with your left foot to about 10-30, counter grab or pin the hand, step in, almost like an inward block, and strike that shoulder. Pivot to hard bow for the takedown, shuffle in, drop your knee on the ribs, that'll pop their head up, and follow through with a vertical punch or inverted punch to the face, depending on how close you are. Okay, from this side, pin, step in and strike the shoulder, pivot to hard bow, knee drop, vertical punch. Again on A. Pin and step, strike, pivot, shuffle in, and punch. Okay, from this angle, step out, strike, hard bow, shuffle in and strike. Again, pin the arm as you step out. Forearm strike. This is going to put your opponent off balance and put all that weight on that one foot so that when you pivot to hard bow, they have nothing to maintain their balance with. Step in and strike. So make sure you really push that arm like this so that you can get all that weight onto that one leg. Again on A. 1, 2, down, and strike. A B is pretty much identical to A, except we're going to change the ending strike. So we're going to do up to that point the same. Step out, strike, take down. But now we're going to grab the hand and we're going to pull up as we front thrust kick to the rib cage. Again, step out, strike, down, but this time instead of dropping and kneeing, we're just going to front thrust as we pull up on the arm. Okay, from this angle, pin, strike, hard bow for the takedown, grab the hand, pull up, and front thrust to the ribs. One more time. Step, strike, takedown, pull, and thrust. Okay, let's do it from this angle. Pin the hand just like we did before, and step in and strike and pivot. Try to get where you can do that as one move, and it will really help make this technique work a lot better. So 1, strike and pivot. Front thrust kick. Again, step out and pin. Step and strike, pivot, front thrust kick. Now let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is for drawbridge. It's a right grab to your left shoulder as Lee will come up and grab. We're going to pin the hand like we do with every grab. We're going to step out slightly to our left to about the 10:30, 11 o'clock position, depending on how comfortable you are with the technique. Forearm strike the shoulder as you step back. This will pull them off balance. Now when you step, make sure you're stepping in behind them, because as you strike, you're going to pivot, and he's going to fall right over your hard bow. So make sure this leg is locked and not bent. Otherwise, he can take you with him. Then from here, we're going to drop the knee into the rib cage. His head will pop up, and we strike it back down. Again, they grab. We step in and strike. Putting this hand, really calf to calf. Strike it, pushing him back, off balance. Pivot to hard bow. He falls right over the leg. Making sure this is a hard bow, not a soft. Drop the knee and strike him in the face. The B variation of this is pretty much the same as A. We're just going to change the ending. Give you a different option. Pin the hand and step out. Step forward and strike. Pivot to hard bow. Pull up on the arm as we strike down on the rib cage. That'll dislocate the shoulder and possibly break a few ribs while you're at it. Again, step out. Forearm strike to the shoulders. Pivot to hard bow. Pull up on the arm and strike down on the ribs. One last time for B. They grab. We pin and step out. Forearm strike right to the shoulder. Pivot to hard bow. Pull up and stomp. That's Drawbridge A and B. The next technique we want to look at is for full Nelson. They've got you in a full Nelson. So what we're going to do here is the arms go up. They're pushing on your head. So we want to push back so they get used to pushing forward. So that as they're pushing forward, we're going to drop quickly to a low horse stance as we go to a hammer fist to the groin. So you want to be pushing back on the head and then just quickly drop. Then from there, we're going to grab, circle around, and go right into our circling elbows technique. Again, for full Nelson, we push back, drop quickly, hammer fist the groin, and go into circling elbows. Okay, again, we'll do it from this angle so as you can see a little different. Pull back, drop quickly, grab, almost like circling elbows or rising elbows. You're going to grab the groin and rise straight up as you go into the technique. Again, push back, drop quickly. Heel palm grab, rising elbows or circling elbows. Okay, our next technique in number 15, we're halfway through now, is full Nelson. And as we discussed a little bit ago, it's for a full Nelson. Do it this way to be the best view. So they've got you in a full Nelson, your hands are up. So all you're going to do here is you're going to push back as hard as you can with your head because you want them to push forward. And what that's going to happen is Lee pushes forward and I go to drop, he loses his grip because he's pushing the wrong direction and I hammer fist the groin. Then from here I'm going to grab the groin, slide in and around, and just like circling elbows and rising elbows, we follow through. Again, so the attacker comes in, puts you in a full Nelson, push back as hard as you can, get them to start pushing forward, and then drop really quick as you hammer fist the groin. Grab the groin, and basically we're just going into rising elbow from this point. And we hammer fist the groin. Last time. Here, hands are up in a full Nelson position. Push back as hard as you can, and drop low and quick. Make sure you do this as one quick motion. Grab the groin as you heel palm it, and do rising elbow. And that's full Nelson. The next technique we're going to look at is Kung Fu Cross. This is for a right punch. What we're going to do is we're going to use our threading the needle, which comes straight up like this, and we're going to step back, grab the punch. Then we're going to step back forward and use an uppercut forearm strike to break the elbow, hammer fist the groin, back fist the face. Okay, again, threading needle comes straight up the face just like you're threading the needle, and it's going to come straight down. So 1, 2 as you step back. Then we're going to use an uppercut arm break. So the arm just breaks straight up as you push the arm down. Then we're going to hammer fist the groin, back fist the face as we pull it out of the way. Again, step back right. Threading the needle comes up, down as you grab, step forward, rotate the arm over so that the elbow's pointed down, break, hammer fist, back fist. Again, 1, break, back, hammer fist, back fist. Okay, let's do it from this angle. step back, counter grab, come in, break, back, hammer fist, back fist. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, from this angle, step back. 1, 2 is the break, hammer fist, back fist. And remember, this threading needle is just straight up, almost like you're going to do an upwards block, but you're not going to finish it. You're just going to catch it and bring it straight down. Grab, rotate it over, break, hammer fist, back fist. Now let's look at this with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is Kung Fu Cross. This is for a left punch. So if someone throws a left punch at you, we're going to step out of the point of contact and do threading the needle. Threading the needle is basically you just come straight up, and as you come down, you grab the hand, and it just slides and catches the wrist. We're going to step forward, rotating the arm over, do an uppercut arm break right above the elbow, hammer fist the groin, back fist the face. Okay, again, up, down, break, hammer fist, back fist. Okay, from a different angle. So the punch, step out of the way of the punch, slide and grab, break, hammer fist, back fist. One more time. 1, break, hammer fist, back fist. That's Kung Fu Cross. Okay, the next technique that's required for purple belt is divided swords. This again is for a right punch. Similar to crashing elbows, but the strike's going to be slightly different, but the principle's the same. We're going to step in, block the punch, elbow, and this time we're going to do a double chop or divided swords. This is going to chop the neck, and this is going to chop the kidney. So we're going to come in, 1, elbow, double ridge hand strikes. Palm down for the right, palm up for the left. Right hand strikes through the neck, left hand strikes through the kidney. Okay, again. 1, soft bow. Elbow to horse. Back through to soft bow. Okay, from a different angle on A. 1, 2, strike neck and kidneys. Again. 1, elbow, double sword hand strike. From a different angle, coming in with the right punch, block, elbow, double chop. Again, 1, 2, 3. Now the B version, similar, but this time you're jammed up. You don't have the room to do the full double chops. So you come in just like you did before, with the elbow, but now you realize you don't have the room. So you're going to hammer fist the kidneys and forearm strike the spine, like a Chinese L. Again, 1, strike, hammer fist the kidney, forearm strike the spine up to the top of the neck. From this angle, starts off just like A, 1, 2, but we're in too tight. We don't have the room to develop the power for this double swords, so we're going to keep it a tight strike with a hammer fist and a forearm strike. Again, 1, 2, 3. From this angle, 1, strike, you're in too tight, hammer fist, forearm strike at the exact same time. Again, 1, 2, strike. Let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is divided swords. As I explained before, it's similar to crashing elbows in the way it sets up. So the guy throws a right punch, just like crashing elbows, crossbody parry into soft bow, elbow into soft bow, but instead of doing elbow back, we're going to come in with divided swords, a chop to the kidney and a chop to the neck. Okay, again on A, the right punch. Block, elbow through the ribs, and a double chop to the back. One last time. Soft bow, soft bow as you do it in the air. Okay, the B version. Just like crashing elbows, they throw their punch and we're in too tight. We can't do this because we don't have enough room. So what we're going to do is a hammer fist to the kidneys and a forearm strike to the spine. Again on B. Still a soft bow. We still strike with a soft bow and we drive back in with a soft bow. So B one more time. 1, 2, and strike. Make sure on both of those you have 3 soft bows. That's divided swords. Okay, the next technique that is required for purple belt is gift. Once again, we'll show this in the air and then I'll show it to you in a bit with an opponent. Now, the gift is for a handshake. So it's not because they're shaking your hand that you're defending yourself. It's because there's most likely a left punch coming or a sucker punch. And this is one way to get into your critical distance line to get that punch in. So when we do the technique, we want to make sure we neutralize the possibility of that punch coming. So we're going to start with our hand in our trigger position, which is the handshake. Then what you want to do is you want to web hand with your left hand as you step in and bend the hand back, and that'll turn the body and neutralize their left arm. So we come in and neutralize it that way. Then we bring our elbow up to break their elbow as we push down on the fingers to get them on their toes. Then we're going to take our right foot and dance her around as we pull them in to a wheel kick. Okay, let's do it from this angle. This might be easier for you to see. Come in and step in and web the hand and break the elbow. Then we're going to dance her back, pull, wheel kick to the body. Again, the handshake. You're going to take the web of their hand and hit right against their wrist to bend that wrist so that their palm is now facing this way. We're going to push on the fingers as we step in to break the elbow. Then we take our right foot and we dance her to about the 9, 10, 30 position. Pull them and put them right into that wheel kick. Again, web hand, break, right foot dancers, wheel kick to the body. From this angle, we web hand, break, pull them in, immediately come out with a wheel kick to the body. Again, handshake is your trigger. Step in and web hand to get them neutralize the left punch, push down on the fingers to get them up on their toes, break the elbow, apply that pressure to keep them up on their toes, dance around with your right foot, and immediately come out with a wheel kick. One last time for gift. The starting point. Web, break, dancer, wheel kick. Now let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is gift. This is for a handshake. Now remember, even though we're only doing this for a handshake, it's probably because there's a punch coming. So, for just a little bit. So, we want to be able to neutralize this punch as well as get out of the point of contact. So what we're going to do is we're going to web hand the wrist, and that'll bend it. And then as we bend the wrist, we slide down and get them like this, and that'll help get them up on their toes. As we break the elbow, get them up there, then we're going to dance her back, swing them around, and wheel kick right into the body. Again, step in and strike this way. This way, if he tries to punch, you're going to neutralize it. Then we're going to lift up, break it, keep them on their toes, swinging them around, and they'll fall right into that kick. Again, handshake. Remember, there's probably a punch coming, so we want to web hand and strike. Neutralize that arm, prevent them from hitting us. Push down on the hands and up, break, dance her around, wheel kick the body. Okay, one last time. Shake the hand, strike up, break, pivot, and wheel kick. And that's gift. The technique we're going to look at is opening cowl. This is for a two-hand choke from behind. A version, they're right on top of you. B version, their arms are extended as they do the choke. So on the A version, since they're on top of us, we want to step forward to open them up for a attack. So we're going to start with our right foot, stepping to the 10-30 position. And we're going to do a Chinese L, which is basically a vertical outward block, reverse punch formation. So the first move is here. This will clear the arms, and this will strike to the ribs. Then from there, we're just going to punch the face with the left, punch the face with the right. Again, from our neutral stance, we're going to step to the 10-30 position. Clear the arms and punch the ribs, strike, strike. Just 2 quick strikes right to the face. Again, step to 10-30 with your right foot. You should be in a soft bow at this point. This is going to be just like a vertical outward block. At the exact same time, we're going to throw a reverse punch to the ribs. Left punch to the face, right punch to the face. Again, step, clear, punch and strike at the same time. 1, 2. Okay, let's do it from a different angle. So from this position, they're behind us, they're on top of us. We're going to step, clear the arms, punch, punch. Again, right foot steps to the 10-30 position into a soft bow. Right hand is in chamber. This hand's going to come up with a vertical outward block as we punch the ribs, strike the face, strike the face. Now the B version. The B version, they're at a distance, so we need to gain the distance rather than lose it. So this time we're going to step back to 4:30 with our left foot, and since we're really not going to have the room to punch, we're going to come in with a forearm strike to the ribs. Then we're going to do a double punch to the face. Okay, on the B version, left foot, 4:30, soft bow, vertical outward block, forearm strike the ribs, strike the face, strike the face. One more time from this angle. Step to 4:30, clear the arms, strike the ribs, double strike to the face from a different angle. So we're here, they're on top of us. Step left to 4:30, forearm strike, clear the arms, double strike. Again, opening cow B, 4:30, forearm vertical, 1, 2. Now let's look at that with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is opening cowl. This is for a 2-hand choke from behind. So as Lee comes up and grabs, the A version, they're right on top of you, so you don't have room to step back, so obviously you're going to step forward. So we're going to take our right foot, step to 10-30. This is going to do a left vertical outward block. At the same time, we strike the ribs, and then a double strike to the face. Again, as they grab, right foot to 10-30. This pulls them forward, a little bit off balance. You're in a soft bow. Left hand comes up in a vertical strike. At the exact same time, you throw a reverse punch. This is called a Chinese L. Then followed by a double punch to the face. One more time on A. They grab. We step. Right hand in chamber, left hand is down. Sweep up. That opens up the ribs, tightens it up, and then just strike the face where you can. The B version. This time they're at an arm's length from you. And you can tell the difference just by your feel. So we're going to take our left foot and we're going to step to the 4:30 position in soft bow and do the same thing, but we're going to use an elbow strike because we're too close to do the reverse punch. We're going to strike the ribs, that'll back them off a bit, followed by a double strike to the face again. Again on B, step to 4:30, hand in chamber, slam the ribs, strike, strike. One last time on opening cow B. They grab. Hand in chamber, ready for the strike. Left foot back to soft bow. Vertical block. At the same time, you're going to pivot into a soft bow or horse as you forearm strike. And then a double strike. And that's opening cow A and B. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at is slicing dragon. This is similar to crashing elbows. We're just going to add a few more strikes to it. So you got an opponent coming in with a right punch. So the first thing we're going to do is going to get out of the point of contact. At the same time, we're going to throw a crossbody parry with our right hand in chamber, left foot soft bow. Pivot around the soft bow as we strike through the rib cage. Elbow strike with our right. Back through with an elbow strike to our left as we go to a soft bow. Back fist the face. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikes. We're just slicing through those rib cages. Again, crossbody parry, left foot soft bow, right hand in chamber, strike through. Now depending on your size, you may need to shuffle, so don't be afraid to adapt as you need to. Right through the ribs, strike back into the ribs, slice back through the kidneys and ribs, back fist the face. Okay, from a different angle. parry, elbow strike, left back fist. Again, left parry, right elbow, left back fist. From a different angle, cross body parry, right hand in chamber, soft bow. Elbow to soft bow, strike while you stay in soft bow, left elbow strike through to a soft bow, back to horse for your back fist. Again from this angle, 1, 2, 3, 4, and strike. Now let's see what it looks like with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is slicing dragon. This is for a right punch, and similar to crashing elbows. As they come in with their right punch, we're going to do just like crashing elbows with a crossbody parry as we go to soft bow. Right hand is in chamber. We're going to come through, elbow through the rib cage, and then we're going to drive it straight back into the kidneys with your right. Then the left elbow comes in and strikes through, and back fist to the face as we are in a soft bow. Again, soft bow as we crossbody parry. Soft bow into our elbow, then just stay there and drive this right back into the kidney, and strike back through with your left, and then open up with the back fist. Again, on slicing dragon. 1, 2, drive, slam, and back fist. Let's try it from just a different angle so you can look at the footwork better. Again, soft bow, elbow, 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 back fist. Okay, that's slicing dragon. Okay, the next technique we want to look at is ascending to heaven. This is for you're in a seated position. You may be here because you're at the park enjoying yourself or on the beach, or maybe you've got thrown down into a similar position, but you need to get back up and start defending yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is you want to make sure your left is over your right. Then you're going to stand up, step back, and take a fighting stance and be prepared to defend yourself depending on what they attack with. So at this point they haven't really attacked, they're just taking an offensive motion towards you. And you're not quite sure what they're going to do, so you want to get out of the line. So from here, left over right, stand up, step back, and into a fighting stance. Different position. Okay? Seated Indian style, left over right. Stand up, get your hands up, and ready to defend into a proper fighting stance. Again, we're down. We stand up, step back, and we're ready to go. From this angle, left over right, it makes it a little easier. You have less steps to do. Stand up, step back with your right, step back with your left, and you're ready to go. Again, ascending to heaven A. Up and back. Okay, the B version, we're still in a seated position. But this time we want to actually throw a strike and back the guy off. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing as A. We're going to step up into our fighting stance, but then we're going to go into a spinning back kick. Okay, again, left over right, stand up, step back right, get your stability, throw the kick, and back. Okay, from a different angle. Okay, we're here. Now, if you're in a school and we're in a belt, make sure everything's out of the way so that you don't trip and fall. So we're going to stand here. We're going to step up, step back, throw the kick, and down. As you become more proficient at this, this will be a lot quicker of a motion for you. Again, seated position. Stand up, take the fighting stance, throw your kick. Okay, from this angle, we're here. The opponent's coming. We're going to step back, throw our kick, and down. Okay, that's ascending to heaven B. One more time. Remember, left over right. Make sure everything's out of your way so when you step, you don't fall. Step up, step back, throw your kick. Okay, the C version. For whatever reason, you don't have time to do the step back. The guy's coming in too quick, and you need to go ahead and defend yourself. So we're seated. As your opponent comes in, we're going to put our left hand down. We're going to roll all to our left knee, right hand down, throw a back kick, and cross out. Okay, for the last one, ascending to heaven C. Seated position, just like A and B. But this time we're going to left down. Left knee rolls over, right palm down, throw the back kick to the body, and come up. From a different angle. Okay, we're seated. The opponent's coming at us. We're going to roll over onto our left knee, throw a back kick, place the right foot at 6, and pivot out. Again, we're here. Roll, roll, kick, plant, and up. From a different angle. Okay, we're seated just like we've done on all of these so far. Left hand down, roll the left knee, put right hand down, throw your kick, place your right foot at 6, and pivot up into a fighting stance. Okay, ascending to heaven C. We're here. Left down, roll the left knee, right down, throw the kick, place at 6, and come up. Now let's look at that with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is ascending to heaven. As I explained previously, it's for you when you're sitting down, maybe at a park or a beach. You got a person, he's not really throwing anything, he's just being aggressive or in the position to attack. So on A, as they step forward, what you want to do, I find it's easier to have left over right, step up, and then step back, and now you're prepared to defend yourself. Again on A, they come, we step up, and step back. The B version, this time they're being a little bit more aggressive, so we want to actually come up with a defense. So as they step, we still do our step, followed by a spinning back kick. Again, we're sitting, minding our own business. He shows up, step back, and back kick. Anywhere on the body you can get to. C version. Sitting down again. This time they're a little closer to you, so you don't have the room to step back, or they're coming at you a little quicker than you anticipate. So as they step in, we're just going to roll, back kick into the body, and cross out. Again, ascending to heaven C. They come, roll, and cross out. That's ascending to heaven A. Okay, the next one that is required for purple belt is raising the sword. There again, this is for a handshake, but keep in mind there's a sucker punch coming. So we're going to hand out. We want to first neutralize that punch to prevent it from striking us. So we're going to step in like we did on gift and raise the hand up. Then we're going to strike the solar plexus. Left hand counter grabs the right. Drive the elbow with your right hand. Take your right foot, step to 9. Take your left foot, step to 9. Right hand in chamber. As you pivot out, you break the elbow. Again, handshake, or handshake from here. Left steps out, strikes. Left counter grabs the wrist, step forward to 12, strike, step back, and back to 9, forearm strike to break the arm. Again from this position. Left foot steps to 12, strike the solar plexus. Come back to neutral, left hand grabs the wrist, right hand steps to 12. Elbow the ribs. Right foot steps to 9, left foot steps back to 9 as you pivot under the arm and forearm strike the arm. Okay, one more time. Elbow. Right elbow. Step, step, break. Okay, the next technique is raising the sword. This is for another handshake, but remember there is a punch most likely coming. So when they shake, first thing we want to do is we want to neutralize that punch so we don't get hit. So we're going to swing the arm here, elbow the ribs or the solar plexus depending on their positioning. We're going to counter grab the hand Make sure when you counter grab the meaty part of it as you step with your right foot to 6 o'clock. Strike the ribs, pivot out and around, and break the elbow. Okay, again. There we go. So here, strike. There again, strike again. We take our right foot, step to about 230. As we dancer back left, pulling that arm tight. And as we pivot out, we use an inward block or forearm strike to break the elbow. Again, let's shake the hand. Block it. Strike the ribs. Strike the ribs and break the elbow. That's raising the sword. The next technique that's required for purple belt is arm hook. This is for a right punch. If your opponent comes in with their punch, we're going to step to left to 1030 as we do a threading the needle. This hand's going to come straight up and straight down as we thread the arm. And that'll hook on the wrist. Left hand in chamber, we're going to pivot to horse or hard bow as we go into a heel palm strike to break the elbow. Left foot slides into cat, and then back out of cat to the 730 position as we pull them in and back fist the face. Again, 1, 2, pull, and back fist. From this angle, threading the needle. Heel palm with fingers down to break the elbow. Slide in and out of cat as we pull them into us and throw it back fist to the face. And come straight up, straight down, and heel palm. Slide in and out of cat, pull them in, and back fist. Again, 1, 2, slide to cat as the left counter grabs, pull them in, and back fist. One more time. 1, 2, slide, counter grab, and pull. Okay, from a different angle. Hand comes straight up, straight down as you go to a heel palm, to a break, slide in and out, and back fist. And that's arm hook A. The B variation is the same thing, but we've missed the grab. So we've come in and we've pulled, or we've pulled them in, but we've lost it. The hand has slipped out, so we're going to cross step and do the back fist. Again, hand comes up, just like A, and we break. Slide in and out. Now this is where it changes. We're going to cross step towards our opponent and throw a back fist. Again, arm hook B from a different angle. Up, break, pull, we've lost the grip, cross step back in, and back fist. Up, break to hard bow. Slide in and out, the hand slipped out, so we cross step to gain the distance we need to back fist the face. From this angle, here, hands in chamber, ready to strike, break the elbow, pull them in and out. We've lost the grip, so we take our left foot and we cross step to 230 as we back fist the face. Again, 1, 2, pull, and back fist. That's arm hook. Now let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, our next technique is arm hook. This is for a right punch. We're going to use the threading the needle defense again. So as they throw the punch, we're going to step out of the point of contact, and as we do our threading the needle. And remember, this comes straight up and straight down. From here, we're going to take our left hand, pivot to hard bow as we break the elbow. We're going to slide into cat with our left, then out as we pull them in, and back fist the face. Again, they throw the punch, block, grab and break into hard bow, slide into cat as you pull the arm, and back fist the face. One more time on A. Threading the needle comes up and down. Break to hard bow, grab, slide, pull, and back fist to the temple. The B version is your what if. You've done A, just like this, and you've gone to slide, but you've lost the grip because it's slippery or you just didn't have a proper grip. Doesn't matter, we're going to cross step and strike them anyway. Again on B. up, down, break. Just like A, all the way up to this point, but we lose the grip. So we take our left foot cross step, like crossing guard, and then back fist to the temple. Again on B. 1, break, slide, lose the grip, and strike. And that's arm hook A and B. The next technique is crossing the sun. This is for an overhead club attack. This is your first introduction into an X block. Now, unlike some styles where this is a physical block where you try to stop it, we don't really do that with this. We want to just guide the hand so that we can go into a new move. So you shouldn't stay in that X block very long. It's just a temporary transitional block. So as the overhead club attack comes at you, we're going to get out of the point of contact, do our X block, right on the bottom, left on top. Left is going to counter grab as the right pulls to an inward block position, break the arm, then we go right into crossing talon from there. Again, crossing the sun A. 1, step in and break, pull, elbow, elbow. If you need to review crossing talon, go back to that part of the video and take a look. Okay, again, X block, break, pull them in, elbow, elbow. Now from different angle on A. X block, break, pull, elbow the face, elbow the back. Remember, left is on top. So 1, we're stepping to about the 10-30, 11-30 position. Then we step forward with a small adjustment step. You can break through the arm, pull them, elbow, and elbow the spine. Again, crossing the sun B. 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. From a different angle. X block. Step in and break. Pull them in, elbow, elbow the spine. Just like crossing talon. So we come in 1, 2, pull, pull. Now the B version, same as twisting, crossing talon B. We're going to come in with our X block. We're going to break, pull, elbow, elbow. So we've got the dancer step in there now. Now this can also be used to throw them into, and you want to leave out the 2 elbow strikes, you can use it as a throw into another opponent. But for the technique, you want to come in with a cross block. Step in and break, adjust your right foot, pull them around, elbow the face, elbow the back. Again, crossing the sun B. X block, step in and break. Pull them around, elbow, elbow. Again on B. 1, 2, adjust, elbow, elbow. From a different angle. X block, immediately get out of it and go into your break, adjust, elbow the face, elbow the back. Again, 1, 2, adjust, elbow, elbow. As you get better at this, it should be a nice smooth motion where you're not pausing here. You want to get to the point on all of these that this is an immediate temporary block. Adjust, elbow, elbow. Now the C version's a little different. We're not going to end with crossing talon. Instead we're going to come in with 1 and then just pull the arm and do a right eye or left eye strike right into the face. Okay, again. 1, pull into an eye strike. Okay, from another angle, do the same opening, X block, but from here, we just pull the arm as we jerk them forward into our eye strike. Again on C. 1, 2. Okay, from a different angle, X block and immediately pull into that eye strike. Again, 1, 2. Last time on C. 1, 2. So we got crossing the sun, A, B, and C. Let's recap the 3 of them. So we got crossing the sun A, which is 1 step, break, elbow, elbow. Crossing the sun B, 1 break, dancer, elbow, elbow the back. Crossing the sun C, cross, immediate eye strike. Now let's look at this with an opponent. The next technique we're going to look at is crossing the sun. This is for an overhead club attack. So as your opponent comes with an overhead club attack, we're going to use an X block. Now, unlike most systems, we're not going to sit here as they do the block and do straight up. Because what could happen is the club could just hit you on the head. We want to get out of the way. Also, this is not necessarily a block as much as it is just a trap. So as they come in with the club, we're going to get out of the point of contact and then immediately pull the hand out as we grab. We don't want to leave it there. Then we're going to break the arm and go right into crossing talon. So we're not going to spend a lot of time explaining that. If you need to review that technique, you can rewind the video and go back to it. So again, on crossing the sun A, get out of the point of contact, block temporarily, step in and break, elbow, elbow. So remember, the cross block is only used as a transitional block. It's not a standard block. One, break, elbow the face, elbow the back. The B version on this is just like crossing talon B. So they come in with the club. We're going to do the same thing. Break, take our left or right foot, dance her around, elbow the face and elbow the back. Again, get out of the way of the club. That is the most important part, because even if you miss this, the club will still miss you. So we grab, step in and break, dancer, elbow the face, elbow the back. Once again on B. X block, step in and break, dancer, elbow, elbow. Okay, the C version starts off the exact same thing as the first two. X block, but this time we're going to pull the arm as we pull him right into an eye strike. Again on crossing the sun C. It's one, and immediately just pull. So basically you got right on top, left in behind, this slides, and just pull him right into the strike. One more time. Block and immediately strike the face as you pull them in. Now when doing this on an opponent or your partner, be careful that you don't pull too hard and actually strike them in the eyes. That's crossing the sun. Okay, our next technique is attack from the temple. A is a one-man attack for a right punch, and B is a two-man attack for right punches. So on the A version, as they come in with the right punch, we're going to come in with a crossbody parry and make a U shape. Just continue the motion and drive the elbow to the solar plexus, hammer fist the groin, back kick, and cross out. Okay, again, 1, 2. That should be one fluid action. We don't want to stop and then do it. Just push it and pull. Drive, hammer fist, back kick, and cross out. From this angle, as the punch comes at us, we're going to get to the inside of the punch. Crossbody parries, we smooth into a U shape, continue the motion into an elbow to the solar plexus, hammer fist the groin, draw to cat, back kick, and cross. Again, from this angle, 1, elbow, hammer fist, back kick, and cross out. Again, we're stepping to about 12 o'clock with the block, staying into that position, and crossing out. From a different angle. 1. See how that just kind of pushes and continues the motion into the elbow drive. Hammer fist, back kick, and cross out. Again, attack from the temple A. Hammer fist, back kick, and cross out. Now the C version is your two-man attack. You got your first opponent coming at you with the right punch, and you have another opponent coming in from behind. So what we want to do is we don't want to stay in this position because we're a target. So we're going to dance her away. So we're going to go the same motion, but we're going to elbow here, hammer fist, throw a wheel kick. This will need to be pretty quick when you get used to it. 1, 2, hammer fist, kick. Again, B version. 1, drive, hammer fist and dancer, and throw a wheel kick. From this angle, 1, drive. Now as you do your hammer fist, we're going to take our left foot and step to about the 2:30, 3 o'clock position. Hammer fist the groin and throw the wheel kick. Again, 1, 2, 3, kick. One more time from this angle. Okay, let's look at it from a different angle. The punch is coming. We're going to block, elbow, get out of the way and hammer fist, and throw our wheel kick with the right leg. And again, 1, drive as we do the hammer fist, left foot steps out of the way, hammer fist the groin, and throw the wheel kick. Okay, 1, 2, left foot steps to about 3 o'clock, hammer fist the groin, and throw a wheel kick. That's attack from the temple. Attack from the temple is our next technique. This is for a right punch, the A variation, and the B variation is for a 2-man attack. So on A, they throw the right punch. We're just going to step in with our crossbody parry, but we're going to slide almost like a U. And as we do so, we're going to drive the elbow back into the ribs or solar plexus, hammer fist the groin, draw the cat, back kick, and cross out. Again, 1, drive, hammer fist, kick, and out. Last time on A. Slap the hand and just continue that motion and build up the power for the strike. Hammer fist the groin, adjust as needed, back kick to the body, and do your cross out. The B version is for a 2-man attack. You got 1 from the front and 1 from the back. The guy in the front's throwing a right punch. So we're going to start off like we do on A with the elbow to the ribs. Then we're going to dance out of the way as we do the hammer fist and immediately throw a wheel kick to the second opponent that's coming at you. Again, 1, 2, and kick. Now we want to make sure we get out of the way because we're throwing a punch. So we want to get out of the way of that punch as we do like almost like a rollover hammer fist and immediately throw a wheel kick. Again, elbow, hammer fist, wheel kick. Last time on B. 1, drive, hammer fist, wheel kick. And that's attack from the temple. The next technique we're going to look at is for a left jab. And a jab is basically a really quick strike off the lead hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a crane block. The hand's going to come up, hook onto the arm, and slide down to the wrist, which will trap the wrist and pull them forward. As we do this, we're going to get out of the point of contact, left hand in check, pull them into chamber, come out of chamber with an eye strike to the eye. Again, dart. Hook. The hand's going to cup over the arm, slide down to the wrist, which will trap it, pull them into chamber, and immediately come out and strike. Again, 1, 2. From a different angle. Stepping back left to 6 o'clock. Hook the hand into the wrist and strike the eye. Again, 1 and 2. From a different angle. The punch or the jab is coming. We're going to step back, hook it, just like this, and strike back out. Now when working with your opponent, be very careful with this because you can strike in the eye very easily. So it's 1, 2. Again, the hand's going to hook just like a crane block, and then you're going to trap down on the wrist as you pull in and out. Again, 1, 2, and if you need to, shuffle back in. That'll depend on you, depending on the length between you and your opponent. One last time. 1 and 2. Let's take a look at dart with an opponent. Okay, dart is the next technique, and this is for a left jab, which is a really quick motion. So you can either start from a neutral or you can start this from a fighting stance. But we're going to start from a neutral, for just a bit here. As your opponent throws their jab, we're going to step back, and what you want to do is just hook, or a crane block almost. You kind of start at the top where near the elbow, and you just hook it where it's going to trap right at the wrist, and you're going to pull them in and circle out with a finger strike right to the eye. Okay, again, 1, pull, and strike. Okay, so your hand's cupped, just like a crane technique, and you're just going to come in and hook. It should trap right on that wrist as you slide down, in which case it's going to pull them forward. You slide in and strike the eye. Again, 1 and strike. Last time for dart. 1 and strike. Now, when doing this with a partner, be very careful because their head can come pretty quickly when you do that strike. So make sure you're very well versed and your partner knows what's going on before it happens so you don't accidentally poke them in the eye. Last time on the dart, for the jab, go ahead. Hook, pull, circle in and out. So this hand should not stop its motion. It's literally coming into chamber, it goes back out and strikes. And that's dart. Okay, our next technique is called bowing to Buddha. This time you're on your left knee. For whatever reason you've gotten down to this position. Maybe he threw you down and you're trying to get up, or you're already in a seated position. But they're coming at you with a knee strike. So we're going to use our universal block, which is a downward block in conjunction with an inward. It's a tight block. And as we do it, we're going to get out of the way of the knee and elbow strike the solar plexus. Again, inward block, or a universal block in conjunction with a downward inward. As we do, we're going to get out of the way of the knee and elbow the groin or solar plexus. One more time. 1, 2. Okay, from this angle, universal block as we get out of the way of the strike and elbow. Again, universal block. We're going to adjust our stance and strike to get out of the way of the knee. One more time from this angle. The knee is coming straight up, so they're in real close. Universal block, protecting the face and the arms, and elbow. Okay, from this angle, remember we're down on our left knee. The knee is coming. Block, elbow strike. Again, universal block, adjust slightly out of the way, and elbow strike. The B version is pretty much identical except the strike's going to change. So we're in the same position, everything's the same, except now we're going to throw a hammer fist to the groin instead of an elbow. The reason for that is we may not be as close as we need to be for the elbow strike. Again, 1, 2. Okay, from this angle, the knee's coming. We're not as close as we need to be for the elbow, so we throw a hammer fist strike. One more time. 1, hammer fist. Okay, from a different angle. On our left knee, right knee's up. Universal block as we get out of the way. Hammer fist the groin. Again, universal block, adjust, hammer fist the groin. Last time, bowing to Buddha. 1, hammer fist. Now let's look at this with an opponent. Okay, the next technique we're going to look at with an opponent is bowing to Buddha. As I explained before, this is for a right knee to the face. So there again, for whatever reason, you're down on one knee, probably in the process of getting up. Your opponent comes in and throws their knee strike. So we're going to use a universal block. This is a downward block with an inward at the same time, and we're going to use it to sweep that leg out of the way. And then we're going to adjust our stance and elbow the groin. Again, 1, strike. One more time on A, bowing to Buddha A. Universal block. This will forearm this. This will also protect you. Adjust out of the way so that you're out of the punches, and then just strike straight into the groin area. Now the A version is identical, except we're going to use a hammer fist. So as it comes in, this is kind of like your what if. What if you're too far away for the elbow? Well, obviously, you go to your next available strike, which would be your hammer fist. So that's bowing to Buddha B. Again, 1, hammer fist. Again on B. Universal block, making sure your forearm strike right into above the knee. That'll cramp that up and get it out of the way. Adjust your stance as you do so, and hammer fist the groin. Okay, last time on bowing to Buddha B. Okay, and practice that and then go on to your next technique. Okay, our next technique is covering talon. This is for a two-hand choke or grab. So as soon as someone comes up and grabs you or chokes you, you want to pin the hands. Like so, we'll do it from this direction. We'll pin the hands. And then on the A version, because they're at arm's length, we're going to step forward with our right foot to 10-30, right claw across the face, right elbow to the face. Again, for covering talon, we pin. We step into soft bow, claw into horse, and elbow the face. Again, for the A version, pin, step to about 10:30, 12 o'clock, claw the face, follow through with the motion, and elbow. The B's the same way, except they're up front, up close, so we have to step back. So we're going to step back, and instead of elbowing, since we're not that close anymore, we're going to back fist. Again, so we pin the hands, step back left to about 6 o'clock, claw the face, back fist the face. Again, pin, claw, back fist from a different angle. So we're doing crossing talon or covering talon. We're going to pin the hands on A, step forward, claw the face, and elbow. Again, pin, claw, elbow the face. Okay, the B version from this angle, same thing, pin, but we're going to step back and back fist the face. Okay, again, pin, step back, claw, back fist the face. From this angle, the A version, pin the hands, step forward, claw, elbow. Again, pin, claw, elbow the face. B version, because they're on top of us, we're going to step back, claw the face, and back fist. Again for B, pin, step back, claw, and back fist. And that's covering talon A and B. Okay, the next technique we're going to do is covering talon. This is for a two-hand choke or grab. It will work either way, so as Lee comes up and grabs. Okay, the A version, we're going to step forward. So the first thing you do when anybody grabs you is pin the hands. Not so much that you want to stop them, you just want to know if their hands move. So you don't have to have it like pressed against your chest real hard. You just want to know where they're at. On the A version, you're going to need to step forward. So we're going to take our right foot and step to about the 10-30 position as we claw the eyes, and then we elbow right into the face. Okay, again on covering talon A, pin the hands, step forward, break right across the face, that'll back his head off, and then elbow into the face again. One more time. So, pin, right foot to 10-30, claw the face, and then elbow straight back in. The B version, they're on top of you, so obviously you can't step forward, you don't have the room. So we're going to step back left, do the same thing, but this time we're going to back fist the face because they're not close enough for the elbow. Again, they pin, we counter the pin, claw, back fist. Okay, again, pin the hands. And there again, we just want to know where they're at. Step back, claw through the face, and then back fist the face. And that's covering talon A and B. The next technique that's required for purple belt in the Tracy system is wing break. This is a shoulder grab from the side. So as soon as someone comes up and grabs, we're going to go to a soft bow. We're going to break the arm. Then our right hand's going to come up and over the arm as we wrap around into the shoulder. We adjust our foot back slightly with the dancer, toss them, and throw a wheel kick to the face. Again, soft bow to break, just like lever. We got a shoulder grab right here. So we break the arm, we come up and over, drive the elbow right on top of the elbow joint to bend it, shuffle in a little bit, wrap around the shoulder, toss them, and throw and kick. Again, break, up and over, clear, toss, and kick. Now the B version's identical to A. The only difference is the B is a hip throw rather than a toss. Instead of tossing them away where you're not quite sure where they might end up, you want more of a controlled in front of you throw. So we do the same thing. We break, we come in, but this time we're going to do, as we do our throw, we're going to get our butt right up against their hip, toss them over the hip, and wheel kick them. Again, break, wrap around, get the hip right up against their hips, hip throw, and wheel kick to the face. Again on B. Break. Wrap. Make sure that hip is up against their body. Hip throw them, and wheel kick to the face. That's wing break A and B. Now let's look at it with an opponent so you better understand it. Okay, our next technique is wing break. This is a right grab to your shoulder. So as they come up and grab, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off like lever. Is we're going to come in here and we're going to break the elbow, neutralize that strike. Then on the A version, we drive the elbow right on top of theirs so it bends the arm. We come in and we wrap. We want to make sure our foot is right up against theirs, like this, and then we're just going to toss them. Followed by a wheel kick to the face or body. Again on A, they grab. Break, so it goes from soft bow to horse. Right hand comes up, drives in, wraps around here, make sure this is up against their leg, and then you just toss them over and throw a wheel kick. The B version is identical to A. The only difference is it's going to be small, and we're going to use our hip. So instead of a toss, we want to control the takedown just a bit. So we're going to do our break. We're going to come in and drive. But this time, instead of keeping the distance, we're going to put our hip up against theirs and then toss them that way so they land in a more controlled scenario. So if you want to toss the guy, we're going to use A. If you want to have a controlled takedown, you use B. So again on B. Break. Drive. Shuffle in. Literally take your butt and bump their hip. Toss them. And down. One more time on A. They grab. Break. Drive. Here. So on A, you're up close against them. Use your hip. Toss them. And you still follow up with a roundhouse kick. So the only difference between A and B is A, we're going to toss the guy over your leg, and B, we're going to use our hip action. And that's wing break A and B. Okay, the last technique that's required for a purple belt is U-punch. This is for a two-hand choke. So this is, some people call this a lost strike, but it's not really. That's stupid. Let's do this over again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, our next technique and the last technique required for purple belt is U-punch. This is for a two-hand choke from the front. So what we're going to do, we'll do it from this angle first, is as they come up and choke on the A version, we're going to step in and do a U-punch, which basically means you step into a horse stance, side horse stance, right hand strikes the groin, left hand strikes the face at the exact same time. Then from here, we're going to come in and attempt to clear the hands or pin them, draw the cat, strike the throat with a spear hand to the throat. Again, so from neutral stance, we step into side horse, right punch to the groin, left punch to the face, draw the cat. The pin goes here, the hands are strikes going up between the arms, strike the throat, and front snap kick the groin at the same time. Again for A. Strike, draw the cat, and spear hand to the throat, front snap kick to the groin. The B version's identical to A. The only difference is we're going to clear the arms. So on the B, the only difference you'll really see is my strike will come up over the arms. So we step in the same way. We strike the groin in the face. We clear the arms, spear hand the throat, front snap kick the groin. Again, step in and strike. Clear the arms, spear hand, and front snap kick to the groin. Okay, from this angle, pin for A. I'm sorry, from A, if you punch A, we're going to step in and strike, pin, and kick. Again on A, you punch. Come in and pin the hands, front snap kick, spear hand to the throat. B version, you punch. Clear the arms this time. Spear hand the throat, front snap kick to the groin. Again, 1, 2. Okay, one more time on A. You punch, clear, and kick. Okay, the B version. U punch, clear, and kick. Again, so A, here, pin, and kick. B, clear, and kick. Okay, from this angle, you're going to step in, U punch, pin the hands, and kick. Again for A, step in with the U punch, making sure you're in a side horse stance. Draw the cat as you pin, front snap kick, and spear hand at the same time. Again on A, 1, 2. The B version, remember, same as A, except we're going to clear the arms. U punch, clear, spear hand, kick. Again, 1, 2. And that's U punch, A and B. Now let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, the last technique for purple belt is U punch. This is for a two-hand choke. This is probably one of the only times you're going to really see this type of a blocking and striking combination without being in a kata. So the two-hand choke, first thing we want to do is we're going to step forward with our right foot. At the same time, we're going to take our left hand and punch the face while we punch the groin. We're going to be almost sideways. So this is 12 o'clock. This will be 9 o'clock. So when we're in this position, we're actually facing the 9 o'clock position. Then from here on A, we're going to come and go to clear the hands, but they don't clear, so it doesn't matter. We strike the groin and a spear hand strike to the throat. Again, they grab, U punch, pin, or try to swipe the hands away, but they don't come loose, so we strike and kick at the same time anyway. Again, strike, clear, but they don't come loose. Front snap kick the groin at the same time, spear hand to the throat. The B version, start off exactly the same, just like this, but this time the hands do come loose, so we go over the top at the same time as we strike. Again, pin, double U punch, this is called a U punch strike, clear, strike at the same time. And that's U punch A and B. Okay, the last technique that's required for a purple belt is U punch. This is for a two-hand choke. So this is, some people call this a lost strike, but it's not really. Let's do this over again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, our next technique and the last technique required for purple belt is U punch. This is for a two-hand choke from the front. So what we're going to do, we'll do it from this angle first, is as they come up and choke on the A version, we're going to step in and do a U punch, which basically means you step into a horse stance, side horse stance, right hand strikes the groin, left hand strikes the face at the exact same time. Then from here, we're going to come in and attempt to clear the hands or pin them, draw the cat, strike the throat with a spear hand to the throat. Again, so from neutral stance, we step into side horse, right punch to the groin, left punch to the face, draw the cat. The pin goes here, the hands are strikes going up between the arms, strike the throat, and front snap kick the groin at the same time. Again for A. Strike, draw the cat, and spear hand to the throat, front snap kick to the groin. The B version's identical to A. The only difference is we're going to clear the arms. So on the B, the only difference you'll really see is my strike will come up over the arms. So we step in the same way. We strike the groin in the face. We clear the arms, spear hand the throat, front snap kick the groin. Again, step in and strike. Clear the arms, spear hand, and front snap kick to the groin. Okay, from this angle, pin for A. I'm sorry, for A, if you punch A, we're going to step in and strike, pin, and kick. Again on A, U punch. Come in and pin the hands, front snap kick, spear hand to the throat. B version, U punch. Clear the arms this time. Spear hand the throat, front snap kick to the groin. Again, 1, 2. Okay, one more time on A. U punch, clear, and kick. Okay, the B version. U punch, clear, and kick. Again, so A, here, pin, and kick. B, clear, and kick. Okay, from this angle, you're going to step in, U punch, pin the hands, and kick. Again for A, step in with the U punch, making sure you're in a side horse stance. Draw the cat as you pin, front snap kick, and spear hand at the same time. Again on A, 1, 2. The B version, remember, same as A, except we're going to clear the arms. U punch, clear, spear hand, kick. Again, 1, 2. And that's U punch, A and B. Now let's look at it with an opponent. Okay, the last technique for purple belt is U punch. This is for a two-hand choke. This is probably one of the only times you're going to really see this type of a blocking and striking combination without being in a kata. So the two-hand choke, first thing we want to do is we're going to step forward with our right foot. At the same time, we're going to take our left hand and punch the face while we punch the groin. We're going to be almost sideways. So this is 12 o'clock. This will be 9 o'clock. So when we're in this position, we're actually facing the 9 o'clock position. Then from here on A, we're going to come and go to clear the hands, but they don't clear, so it doesn't matter. We strike the groin and a spear hand strike to the throat. Again, they grab, U punch, pin, or try to swipe the hands away, but they don't come loose, so we strike and kick at the same time anyway. Again, strike, clear, but they don't come loose. Front snap kick the groin at the same time, spear hand to the throat. The B version, start off exactly the same, just like this. But this time the hands do come loose, so we go over the top at the same time as we strike. Again, pin, double U punch, this is called a U punch strike, clear, strike at the same time. And that's U punch A and B.